What's up YouTube, Cole Mahoney here, aspiring IT and cybersecurity professional, and today we are going through the CozyHosting box from Hack the Box. This is an easy rated Linux box. So we got our scans done. So we see port 22 and port 88 open. And now we see here that it's going to redirect to CozyHosting.htb. So let's go ahead and add that to our Etsy host. Sudo nano Etsy host. Let's go ahead and leave that, 92. And we have just the base website. We have home, services, pricing, login. So let's go to login. We'll try, some basic passwords. Admin, root. All right, none of that works, so we need to dig a little bit deeper. So we'll go CozyHosting, HTTP. So we see our login. We do see an admin page. So what's going to happen if we go to the admin page? It's just going to redirect us to the login page. See index, error. And sometimes it's actually good to go to the error page. You can learn a lot about maybe what's running. So let's say we go to the error page. And this is kind of hard to identify, but we have a white label error page. So let's go ahead and go to Google. We'll go ahead and paste that. And the white label error page is the default fallback error response rendered by Spring Boot applications when an unhandled HTTP acceptance, such as 404 not found or 500 internal server occurs. Now we can go to, let's look up this. So we know that it's running Spring Boot. So we can go to Spring Boot pen testing. Now what can we do? So common vulnerabilities and attack vectors. So we have actuator misconfigurations. Spring Boot actuators provide deep insight into the app's internals. If unsecured endpoints like env, mappings, heap dump can leak system environment variables, internal routes, and database credentials. So if we go down, we have endpoint fuzzing. So we can actually go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and go to cd cozy ls. There's actually a word list. So let's go ahead and use that and see what we can find. So we see mappings, beans, actuator, environment, and sessions. So let's go ahead and go to sessions and see what we can find. And we see, so if we go over here to inspect storage, it looks like this JSession ID right here. Now there's an active one for K Anderson. So we can actually go right there, type that in. We can actually hijack their session. And now we are at the admin dashboard. And this is what we're looking at right here. So please note, for Cozy Scanner to connect, the private key that you received upon registration should be included in your host.ssh authorize_keys file. So let's go ahead and open up our burp suite to see what's happening. Let's go ahead and get that going. So we'll try 0000. Golly. Go ahead and do test. Burp Suite all started. We are connected. Let's turn intercept on. Let's go ahead and submit. Send that to the repeater. And let's see what we're getting in return here. So we have a host key verification error. Now, what kind of web exploits could we be looking for here? Let's just try something and see if it breaks. And we actually get a different error here. So let's go ahead and do something like ID. We actually get a different one. And if you'll notice, so look at this error right here. So this is going to be the SSH usage. So I think we're pretty primed for like a command injection. Let's see if we can get this to work. And I've already done this box, but usually you would want to test both. But I'm just trying to save a little bit of time here. But we actually do get something to return here. So we see UID 1001 app. Now let's come over here. Let's do command injection reverse shell Linux. Okay, first we need to turn this off. Now let's just go with something super simple. And actually we will need to do it in base 64. Base 32 might work as well, but we'll use base 64. So this is gonna be what it's gonna look like. So let's come over here. We will delete that. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll go to rev shells. Type in our information. We'll go ahead and copy that. And paste. And let's see if we can get this to run. So let's start a listener. Go ahead and paste that. Send, and let's see what happens here. So username cannot contain white spaces. So let's go Google is your best friend. Command injection. Username cannot white spaces error. So how can we get around this? Let's go ahead and do bypass instead. So there's a couple of techniques that we could. We could use this money IFS right here. So let's go ahead and see if we can get this to work. So we can take out that space, that space. Let's go ahead and do money IFS. We can take that space out, that space out. So we'll go money IFS. See if we can get this to work. Command not found. Let's go ahead and enclose that. See what we can do here. Yep, that looks good. It's getting hung up a little bit. And now we have our shell. So who am I? We are app. So if we go ahead and look at what's in our, so we are just in the app directory right now. We have this cloud hosting /0.0.1.jar. I like to look up everything. If I see a file and I don't know what it's for, I will go ahead and look it up. And so let's go ahead and Spring Boot Java files act as archives. You can easily unpack them to search for configuration files, hard-coded credentials, or database settings. And I was going through it and I did see this. I tried to look away because I want to do it without looking at that. But you can get, a good idea. Let's go ahead and exit out of that. So we can unzip this. Zip D, temp app. Go ahead and paste. CD temp. CD app. Boot INF. I think it's classes. I think it's application. Properties. I don't know why. Oh, that's why. Cat, because that is not a directory. So we have a server address, Postgres, and we actually have credentials right here. So let's go ahead and save these. Go ahead and copy that. Paste. And we can do PSQL. I think it's that. We will go with login Linux. Oh, come on. PSQL. User. Postgres. Let's go ahead and just try this. No. There we go. Let's go ahead and take our password right here. Copy, paste. We are in now. So the commands are they're different. Postgres, commands, Linux. So we just listed them all. And I think we do connect CozyHosting. We are now connected. DT. We have host and users. I believe we can do from users. And we have two hashes right here. We have one for K Anderson, we have one for admin. Let's go ahead and take this admin one, and we will go ahead and put that to a file. And I like to come over here to the Hashcat wiki page, and if we see what it started like, so we have $$ to a $. So let's go $$ to a $. So we have a bcrypt, the BBB4. So let's go ahead and can also do hash identifier, copy, paste. This is possibly a bcrypt 2. I think that's, yeah, that's that one right there. So 3200. Make sure we got this copied. Admin.txt. Paste. Can just do show. So I've already cracked it, but the password is going to be Manchester United. Let's go ahead and exit out of this. And dang. Let's go ahead and run this again. There we go. And also, if we came to CD home, CD Josh. So let's see if it's Josh's password. So that is a viable user. And we are Josh now. Let's go ahead and go Python 3, C. Import pty, pty.spawn. Oh, come on. There we go. We can go to CD into Josh now. We have our user flag right there. Now that we have a viable user, after pivoting, let's go ahead and just do basic. So sudo l Manchester United. So we can actually run user bin ssh as root. And this is where we go over to GTFO bins. Let's go ahead and sudo that. User bin. And this is set for a shell. ID, we are now root. If we cd into root, there's our root flag right there. You know, this box said it was easy, but that command injection, that was a little bit rough, but it was a really good learning experience. I think for one, because I really had to like go back and understand every little part of what I was trying to accomplish. I had to do all this research up here and figure out what was wrong, why wasn't my payload working. And I think this is the type of box for me where I learned the most. Alright guys, I hope you guys are doing great in your cybersecurity journeys. Until next time.